Hello students, welcome to the channel The Royal Chemistry, all about chemistry. Today's video we are going to discuss about the reduction of metal oxide to metal. It's in class 12 metallurgy unit 1. Before entering into the topic, we should know that what is reduction. Reduction is the process of removal of oxygen for the extraction of metal from their oxide ores. That is, metal oxide can be reduced to crude metal by using some suitable reducing agents. Let's see what is a reducing agent. The reducing agent is a substance that reduces another substance by losing electron, or else the substance that tends to bring about reduction by being oxidized and losing its electron is a good reducing agent. Let's see what are the examples of reducing agents. Carbon monoxide, hydrogen, aluminium and other reactive metals such as sodium, etc. But the choice of reducing agent depends on the nature of the metal. Carbon is a good oxidizing agent, especially at high temperatures. Because it is a non-metal, it combines with oxygen and forms its gaseous non-metallic oxides, that is carbon dioxide. Since it is a gas, it escapes away. So we are left with comparatively much more pure metal in the end. The same carbon cannot be used as a good reducing agent for high reactive metals such as sodium, potassium, aluminium, etc. Why? Because carbon is unable to remove oxygen from these metal oxides and convert them into free metals. How are highly reactive metals extracted? They are extracted by electrolytic reduction. Carbon is less reactive than them. So, metals with less reactive than carbon, examples iron, may be extracted by reduction with carbon. Similarly, carbon monoxide cannot be used to reduce oxides such as zinc oxide, aluminum oxide. Let's see why. Zinc cannot be reduced using carbon monoxide as they are less reactive. They won't displace zinc from zinc oxide. But carbon is more reactive than zinc, can displace zinc from zinc oxide. So, carbon is a good reducing agent for the zinc oxide. The other examples are hydrogen and aluminium. So, what way we can select this reducing agent? The selection of reducing agent is possible by Ellingham diagram. So, in my next video, we will learn about this Ellingham diagram for the selection of this reducing agent for the conversion of a metal oxide to metal. Let's discuss about flux. What is this flux? The flux is a chemical substance added to the concentrated ore during smelting in order to remove the gangue to form easily fusible slag. That means this flux combines with the gangue particles and it will give slag to us. So now what purpose we are adding this flux? So flux is a material react with the unwanted byproducts and remove them as slag to maintain the purity of the metal. Flux material reduces the temperature during the metal extraction by removing the impurities that are responsible for the requirement of high temperature during extraction. The reduction of temperature is simply due to the purification of the metal. Adding the flux, it reacts with gangue particles and form the slag. Slag is lighter than metal and hence floats over liquid metal, which then prevents further oxidation of the liquid metal. Let us see about the types of flux. There are two types of flux, acidic flux and basic flux. Let's see in detail about the acidic flux. What are acidic flux? Acidic flux reacts with the basic impurities. Example for acidic flux, silicon dioxide. In the extraction of copper, iron oxide is a basic impurity. So, we are adding this silicon dioxide as an acidic flux for the removal of that impurity. Let's see about basic flux. Basic flux reacts with acidic impurities. Example for basic flux, calcium oxide. In the extraction of iron, silicon dioxide is an acidic impurity. For the removal of the silicon dioxide, we are using a basic flux, calcium oxide. Let's see about the selection of the flux. The selection of the flux depends upon the gangue present in the ore. A basic flux is used to form a slag with acidic gangue particle. Similarly, an acidic flux is used to remove the basic impurities. So, see the example given here, calcium oxide with the silicon dioxide and silicon dioxide with the iron oxide. Let's see about slag. Slag is a substance formed when the fluxes reacts with the gangue particle. That means the slag is lighter than the metal, it floats up, already I told. Now gangue plus flux gives slag plus carbon dioxide. Generally, slag is used to remove waste in metal smelting. They can also serve other purposes. Let's see that. It assists the temperature control of the smelting and minimizing any reoxidation of the final liquid metal products before the molten metal is removed from the furnace and used to make solid metals. Let us see the next. In this flow chart, we were in the third stage, the conversion of metal oxide to the metal by reduction. That can be carried out by the following methods. One, smelting. The second one, reduction by carbon, reduction by hydrogen and reduction by metal, that is aluminothermic process, and then by auto reduction. So here in this video I am going to discuss only this one method, smelting alone. Next video we will see about the remaining reduction methods. Let me tell you now what is smelting. Smelting is the process where we are going to heat the concentrated ore with the chemical reducing agent to decompose the ore, driving off other elements as gases or slag and leaving just the metal behind. That means the metal oxide is going to reduce by the reducing agent, and then we are going to add the flux for removing the slag, and finally on heating we are getting the crude metal. So the concentrated ore and the mixture is melted by heating at elevated above the melting point of the metal. Let us discuss about the extraction of the iron. The cast iron is generally extracted from hematite, that is Fe2O3, red oxide of iron. So here during smelting, this iron oxide is reduced with carbon monoxide. We are getting iron and carbon dioxide. In this extraction, we are using the basic flux calcium oxide, which is obtained from the decomposition of the limestone. This calcium oxide, that is about basic flux, reacts with the acidic impurity which is present in this. Acidic impurity is here, that is silicon dioxide. So this basic flux calcium oxide reacts with the acidic gangue particle, that is SiO2. We are getting calcium silicate as a slag. So flux plus gangue gives slag. So basic flux plus acidic gangue gives slag, that is calcium silicate. This molten slag is lighter than the molten iron and forms the upper layer. This region is called slag formation zone. The iron form moves down and melt in the fusion zone. So the molten iron dissolve in it and some carbon, silicon or phosphorus, and finally we are getting a pig iron over there. Next we are going to discuss about the smelting of the copper ore. Let us discuss about the extraction of copper. The important ore for the copper is copper pyrite. The copper pyrite is first concentrated by froth flotation process. Then it is followed by roasting. What is roasting? Roasting is the ore is heated in the presence of excess of air in a reverberatory furnace. What will happen? During roasting, copper pyrite ore is converted to copper sulfide, Cu2S and Fes. And suppose in case any impurities are present there, moisture will be expelled out and the impurities will be removed in the form of their volatile oxides. Here some examples are given there. The next step is about smelting. During smelting, what will happen? The mixture of roasted ore, powdered coke and sand is heated in a blast furnace. So during time that Fes, iron sulfide, start reacts with the oxygen, convert itself into iron oxide. So this iron oxide is again treated with silicon dioxide and acidic flux. Reacts with this basic gangue particle, that is iron oxide, and form as slag, that is FeSiO3, iron silicate as a slag. But same thing, the Cu2s reacts with the oxygen because of the roasting process. So it also converts itself into an copper oxide. And this copper oxide again reacts with the remaining Fes and convert itself into copper sulfide too. So from the base of this furnace, the molten mass called matte is removed, which is nothing but cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide. Next step is Bessemerization. So here the matte is transferred to the Bessemer converter. A blast of hot air and silica is blown through molten matte. So Cu2s start reacts with this hot air and convert itself into copper oxide. And then iron sulfide immediately reacts with this oxygen and converts itself into an iron oxide. It is an basic gangue. So I have to remove this basic gangue by using this acidic flux SiO2 as a slag of FeSiO3. Now we are having only this cuprous oxide and this copper sulfide. So the cuprous oxide reacts with the more of this cuprous sulfide to form the copper. After the reaction has been completed, the molten copper is poured off. As it cools, it gives up dioxide dissolved in it, which comes out in the form of bubbles, thus giving the shape of blisters to the surface of copper, which is called as blister copper. The crude copper so obtained is then purified by electrolysis. Then we will get 100% pure copper. Students, I hope you will understand the video about the smelting. Soon my next video is about reduction by carbon, hydrogen, metal and auto reduction.